Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here or if you're not, my name is Natalie and today we are doing a try before you buy video. So today I'm going to be going over and trying new products that I have never tried before and giving my honest review about the product, the packaging, and the application, as well as my honest review on whether or not this is something I would use again. This is the end product, as you guys can see, of all the products that I have used today. I used a new foundation, I used new lip glosses, I used new eye products, I used new everything. I'll be reviewing a few new products that I have that I got for Christmas, as well as a PR box from Wet n Wild. The PR box is not something that was sent to me. I bought it myself. I am not sponsored in this video. These are all just products that I wanted to try. I wanted to give you guys my honest review because honestly I think sometimes I really enjoy watching these types of videos in order to know what to buy. But yeah, please continue to watch just to see how all of these products turned out. Hey guys, let's get started. So obviously, as you guys know, this is something I got for Christmas. I actually bought this for myself. It is the Wet n Wild Hello Kitty, the 50th anniversary PR box. And it has lots of little goodies inside. And sadly though, this doesn't really have a lot of like actual face makeup products in it. It only has a few things, and those things include
a glittery mascara and a little makeup sponge that's shaped as Hello Kitty. It's very cute and squishy, but maybe the size and the shape may not work very well, but we'll see. And a little keychain that's kind of random, and I also got a little eyelash curler, which I've been needing one. And another thing that came in there was a little mirror that's shaped as Hello Kitty's face. It's small, there's no lights on it, it's pretty simple. I'm not really sure if this is something I'll use because I got another one for Christmas, but this is still cute and I might just use this as decoration. And there was also a loose setting powder that was in the set as well, and it's a nice little pink. It's in 116794, and I think that this was very cute. I own a few pink ones, but I don't own this one. And there's also an ombre blush, a little trio highlighter kit with a more champagne-y pink and white highlighter, and there was also a Wet n Wild eye and face palette with lots of colors in it as well. They're pinks and browns and glitters. And there's also a little shimmer liquid eyeliner that's like a pink eyeliner, which is really cool. A liquid eyeshadow that's also a pink glitter that's in the color Cheers. A glossy lip stain in the color So Dreamy. And a lip oil in the color Diamond Bow. There was also finally a little lip mask that came in there as well with a little applicator as well.
But since this PR box doesn't have any face makeup in it, I've decided to actually try a few other Christmas gifts that I got. I got this Glowy Super Gel Duo kit from Saie, from my friend Sophia. I was looking up online and it said that I can use this underneath makeup or mix it with my foundation, depending on the foundation. And I really want to see how well this works, so I actually went out and I bought a more full coverage foundation, because the one that I normally use is this one, the Dior one, and this one works really well. However, it is kind of more on the sheer side. It's more lightweight, which I really like because I don't really like feeling like there's a lot of stuff on my face. However, for this specific testing to see whether or not or how well this works, I wanted to see how well it worked with like more high coverage foundation. So I got the Estée Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation. I got it in the color 1 and 2, or Ecru? I don't really know how to say it. I'm gonna go ahead and get started and try out a whole bunch of new little fun products. But to start, I'm gonna try this other thing that my friend Sophia got for me, which is the Glossier Rose Balm Dotcom. It's a universal salve, so you can use this on your lips or as like a moisturizer sort of thing, but I'm gonna use it for my lips today because I'm a big fan of just using lots of chapsticks and stuff to make sure my lips are moisturized before I get started. I've never used this before, but first impression, I really do like it. It's very soft, but also like compared to like a lot of other chapsticks, this is like, I want to say thicker, and it does give kind of like a more pinky hue afterwards, but it's like a nice thickness. But I do have to say, and since it's on my lips, obviously like there's going to be moments where like I get a little bit of a taste of it and it does not taste good. don't lick it. But it does feel very thick and moisturizing, but not like sticky where my lips are like sticking together. It just kind of feels a little bit more on the oily side. Obviously, like I just put it on, but throughout this whole makeup process, we'll see how long it lasts and how well it stays, and how hydrating my lips are before I start actually putting anything on my lips, any lip products and stuff. Okay, so in the Glowy Super Gel Duo pack, there are two highlighters. There's the one in Warm Glow and Sun Glow. Warm Glow seems to be more bright, while Sun Glow is a little bit more tan. So I think for today, I'm going to try the Warm Glow one. I'm going to do the method of doing it underneath my foundation, because that's like the reason why I got a thicker full coverage foundation. I'll definitely try another time with my Dior foundation just to see how well it looks, and also maybe try mixing it together with foundation, but for today, I'm going to try it underneath. This is the state of my skin currently, and we're going to try this. I'm just going to pump a little bit onto my hand here, and then I'm going to apply it on my face. Texture-wise, it's kind of like a moisturizer more than it is a foundation feeling, I feel like. It feels very cold and refreshing on the skin. It doesn't really make much of a difference, I don't see yet. I can see like it has created sort of like a thin brightening layer on top of my skin a little bit. But my skin is already kind of naturally a little bit more on the glowy end. I don't really have dry skin. I don't have oily skin. I have more normal skin. So I don't know if you'll see like the biggest difference when I put this on. This doesn't really cover anything. You don't really see any coverage because like it does come out with like a bit of a pigment, but when you put it on the skin you don't really see that. But I can definitely see a little bit of shine, but I can't tell if that's because it's still wet on my skin or if it's actually glowy, so we'll see. I'm not really sure yet. So I'm gonna let this set for a little bit while I do my eyebrows. My eyebrows is just my usual routine, so I'm not gonna show you guys. If you want to see me do my eyebrows, like you can go to any of my other makeup videos and you'll see my steps there, but I'm gonna do that off camera and I will be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. My eyebrows are done. This is the condition of my skin at the moment with the glowy gel on top. I do have to say though, I don't really have sensitive skin, but this is making my skin feel a little bit tingly, which I don't really know how to feel about that. I don't know if I should just take this off now, but as of right now, it does have like this more glowy sheen to it. I look a lot more glowy than I did at the start. I'm not really sure how it feels on my skin because it feels kind of like there's like a whole grease layer on my face. Like I'm trying to make my skin more glowy, but I do think that there are other ways of getting that look without feeling like this weird thicker layer on top of my skin while also irritating my skin a little bit. If you have more sensitive skin, I would probably test this on your hand or like on your neck or something before you put it on your face. I didn't do that because I don't have sensitive skin, but it is giving me kind of a weird feeling on my face. Maybe it's because it's a new product. I've never tried it before and my skin is just getting used to it, but as you saw, I put it on my hand first and then put it on in order to put a thin layer, but it still kind of feels like I have like this thick like oil layer on top of my face, which I'm not really sure I vibe with, but it does look nice. But maybe my thoughts will change by the end of the video, I'm not sure. It also depends on how well the foundation lays on top of it, and etc. So let's try that out now. I'm gonna put on the Estée Lauder Foundation that I recently got. I'm really excited to use this. The packaging for this is so nice. It's like, it has some heft to it, and it's like glass that has like soft matte feeling to it, and it's beautiful, and it feels like expensive. Oh, there's no pump. I kind of expected there to be a pump or like brush, but it's just a bottle. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Not my personal preference, but to each their own. The actual bottle is really nice, but I really wish that there was like some type of brush or pump or something. Alrighty, we're just gonna put a little on my hand, or try to. Woo. Messy. Okay. You can definitely still see the glow underneath, but this is also turning out to be a lot less full coverage foundation than I expected. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm applying like thin layers to my face, or if it's because the foundation isn't as full coverage as I thought it would be. It is allowing the glow to show through, so that's kind of nice as well. Foundation is also not coming off as matte, it's more glowy than anything else. I really don't like that. Especially since, like, it'll come out on the side of the bottle as well. Like, it'll get really dirty. Wow, that's... I think this might be a little bit too light for me, just by a little. But other than that, this is like less full coverage than I expected. This feels actually like more to the same consistency as my Dior one, but the shine is coming through. And also, like, I'm noticing that it's getting a little bit darker as it's been on my skin, so it's like kind of oxidizing a little bit, which is odd to me. It's not as smooth as I wanted it to be, and I'm wondering if, like, if I used like a beauty blender, if it would look smoother, because, like, I don't know if you guys can see, but there is like texture on my face. I didn't use a primer, so if I used like a pore filling primer beforehand, maybe it would have made a difference. But I do have to say my Dior foundation does not really do this type of thing. And obviously, like, when I add powders and stuff, there'll be a difference. And if I add setting spray, there'll be a difference in what it looks like now. It's starting to like mattify, it's starting to cover more as I'm talking, and I'm not seeing the glow as much as I did at the beginning. And also it's starting to oxidize, but that is what's happening. So my first impression of this is, give it some time. When you first apply it, it looks a lot lighter than what it is when it's on the skin, which is weird to me. I've never experienced that with a foundation before. I've experienced that with like other products like concealer, but this foundation does do that, so keep that in mind. But other than that, I'm not entirely sure I'm sold on it yet. It really depends on how other products lay on top. So I didn't buy any new concealers or contours or anything like that, and the actual like PR box does not come with any of those things. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my cream base off screen, and then I'll be right back to try the powders. Hey guys, okay, so this is the cream base done. All of my products laid on top of the foundation really nicely, but I do think that it like has more of a tug than my Dior foundation, which I don't mind. It's just different for me, but I think it laid out really nicely. You can still see the glowiness coming through. My skin does feel a little still like that thick layer, but it doesn't feel as uncomfortable, so I think my skin is getting used to it. So this glowy set does work, but I'm not really sure I would use this every day because I'm not really sure how well it meshes with my skin. Obviously I'll be able to tell later when I take off this makeup and tomorrow I end up with a pimple, but anyway. And then the foundation looks lovely. It meshes well with all my other products, and the color has definitely like gotten more tan, so it does oxidize on your skin, and it does feel a lot thicker and more matte in certain areas, but it still allows the glowiness to come through on the parts that are like high points of my face where like the glowiness would normally be anyway. So I think that both of those combined plus my cream products actually worked out really well. Now we're gonna get into powders, which I'm kind of excited about because the actual PR box came with a loose setting powder, one in the Wet n Wild Hello Kitty 50th anniversary. It's just the loose setting powder, and it's actually like a pink hue, which I'm actually really excited to try. I've used the pink before from One Size, which turned out really well. I didn't really use a lot because I was a bit nervous to get like a pink under eye entirely, but let's see how well this works. Thankfully it comes out pretty easily. This is the hue. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like a light pink, and I'm going to use the Hello Kitty beauty blender that came in the PR box. Obviously this is harder of a shape to use because it doesn't have like a point like a normal beauty blender. I think that maybe I could make this work with her little ear. I don't know, but we're gonna try. Just gonna pinch down her face like this in order to get the point, and try using that to set the under eye and the brighter areas with this pink loose setting powder from the PR box. I'm gonna spray this first with the One Size setting spray. I need to get a new one. It's almost out because I got the mini size because it's less expensive. I'm also excited to see how well this takes product, because sometimes depending on the sponge, it'll just soak up the product instead of putting it on my face. I didn't use this for my cream base though because I wanted to be sure I had a base that like I knew for sure whether or not worked or not, because the foundation is not part of this PR kit, so I didn't want this to mess up the foundation. But this I will use for the powder and hopefully it works. I'm sorry. Pinch her down like this and then grab some of the powder. And then I'm gonna put it under my under eye. Okay, and I like press that in so it can like set and actually be in there. I am noticing though the powder, when I press into it, it does kind of clump together immediately. I'm not sure if it's because of the setting spray, because that's never really happened with any of my other powders before. But even though like that seems kind of weird, like when I put it on, you can see like it makes this like weird little layer instead of like being like the individual actual powder, which means that it's like clumping together on top of the sponge. Even though that's happening, I do think that's actually really beneficial for actually like doing the baking part, because then it's like actually compacting together to set that spot. For like your whole face, maybe not so much, because it might make patchiness, but it actually looks really good so far, I think. Obviously the biggest concern is the under eyes, to make sure that it stays bright, but now I'm going to set the other parts of my face off camera, so you guys don't have to sit and watch me do basically the same thing, but on like my forehead and my cheekbones. But I will be right back once I am done with that. Okay, so I have set underneath my eyes and then my forehead, here, and my smile lines. In terms of this setting powder so far, I really like how it's going. The color is really pretty. It's brightening but still pink. I do think that it like applies really nicely. It has like a nice thick layer, and I am feeling it being pressed into my skin really well. But I do have to say though, this beauty blender, even though it's a weirdly unwieldy shape, I do have to say that I can make it work technically, and it does go into the crevices pretty nicely if I pinch her down and use her ear, but it's not as good as a normal beauty blender. So yes, this is cute. Yes, this is adorable. Yes, I can use it, but it is a little bit weird to use, and you have to like squish her face down to use her, but she can still be used. So not only is she cute, she is technically functional, but less functional than a normal beauty blender. So to be honest, if you were to go out and just buy the individual parts of this PR pack, I would get the powder for sure, but maybe not the beauty sponge, unless you just want to like put it up here for like cute little decoration and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to now use pressed powder in order to set the rest of my face. I received a ombre blush, but no like pressed powder, so I'm just gonna use my Fit Me Maybelline Creamy Beige 122 pressed powder in order to set the rest of my face and also wipe the rest of this off. So okay, so as you guys can see, obviously like the pink powder is not as brightening as like if I were to use like a banana powder or a white powder or a translucent powder like this one, which I normally use, which this one, drag queens use it for a reason, okay? This stuff is amazing. I use this for SFX, and I use this cosplays, and I use this whenever I do regular makeup. It is my holy grail, but the pink powder does look cute. It does have like a bit of a pink sheen to it, and it doesn't like leave like a cast. I do have a little bit of patchiness here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I think that might just be a me thing, my face thing, and also maybe like I didn't quite apply the foundation evenly there, but it does have a bit of a patchy spot there. But other than that, I think it looks great. Looks wonderful. It applies all very well together. I will definitely be using that again if I don't want as bright underneath here, but yeah, I think that turned out really well. So now moving from there, I'm going to re-add in blush and re-add in contour. The PR pack came with a ombre blush. It's like a ombre. It's less pinky than the blush I have on right now, and I'm just gonna dab in and apply on top. Wow, that made a big difference between both sides. I love blush personally, so I'm a bit particular about it, but this is very pigmented. It's very beautiful, goes on very nicely, and it's like not shy. Like I'm dabbing a few times and then putting it on. There's a lot of pigment. It comes off beautifully, and I really like it. Obviously this says ombre, so I'm not really sure if the top has a different color, so let's just swipe a little. I don't really see a difference. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's cute. It's perfect. It's nice. It goes with the color pretty well. Yeah. Now I'm gonna add some more contour. The pack does not come with a contour, so I'm just gonna use my contour powder, e.l.f. contour palette. I've had this forever. I use this for a lot of my SFX so that I hit pan on both the on both the white and the darkest color because I use this the most in terms of contour for powder. I don't actually use anything else. Okay, so that's it for powders. My contour did apply kind of patchy on this side. I'm not sure if it's just because my contour doesn't mesh well with the other products that I've used on my face so far, but this side like turned out fine, so I think it's just this side of my face is going through some stuff today. Anyway, beside the point. Okay, so now from here, the only thing that's missing from my base now is highlighter, and the PR pack actually came with a little highlighter trio kit. There are 3 different types of highlighter in here, and there's like a more champagne-y gold one. There's a white one in the middle, and there's a pink one on that side. I think today I'm gonna go for the pink because today's pink vibes. Let me swatch them for you. This is what they look like here. Normally I apply highlighter with my fingers just so that then I can warm it up and also make sure that it applies nicely on my skin. I feel like when I use my fingers, I can really tell how a product is coming out on my skin compared to like a brush. Obviously there are certain things where a brush would obviously do better. So far I've only highlighted my nose. You can sort of see the pink. It's not as bright as I expected it to be, and also like it's not quite applying with my fingers. So let's try with a brush. I'm actually taking a lot off of the thing, and I'm not seeing much of a highlight, to be honest. I'm mostly just seeing pigment, and that's not really what I'm going for. It's kind of disappointing. Let's try this one here instead of the pink. Maybe it's just the pink that's doing that. Yeah, that one's much better. It's still not as like iconic as like my normal highlighter that I use. I normally use the Iconic London Illuminator highlighter, so obviously like I have higher standards than what this is giving me. But I think that the pink might just not be as good as the other highlighters in this kit, but again, I've had better highlighters. This highlighter kit, I'm not quite sure it's as worth it. It's adorable, it's cute, but I just don't really, I'm not feeling like blown away by the highlighter. I don't think that this part is worth it, sad to say. I think that obviously like so far I've seen like a few products that I think, yeah, that's great, I love it, but this one like I feel like could be better. It's just not giving what I want it to give. There is glow, obviously, but the glow is not, it's not as prominent as I'd like it to be compared to like the powder, because it's not bringing back any glow to my face at all. And obviously like everybody's preferences are different. If you like how it looks on my face, go for it. But to me personally, like this is not something that I would buy again. I will definitely use it because I don't want it to go to waste, but this will probably just be like an eyeshadow topper because it's not really giving as much pigment in terms of like actual highlighter. So I'm not really sure that this one's worth it. Sorry. Okay, now to do eyeshadow. This pack came with a few different little eyeshadow things. It comes with this eye and face palette here with all of these different colors, which I will probably be using. It also comes with this liquid eyeshadow that's like a sparkly pink. Oh, when I pulled this out, it doesn't really come out with a lot of the product. I might have to... Yeah, it still doesn't really do... It doesn't really come out with a lot of product. I think that this is like a wonderful color and I definitely can use it. The actual like applicator doesn't, like the product doesn't really come out as much as I would like it to, I feel like. Obviously like I can still use it, but I would probably have to go in a lot of times in order to get out enough product that I want. So I don't know if I'm going to use that today. There's also this little glitter mascara, which I will probably try to use. There's also this eyeliner that's also like a sparkly pink as well, which I might use, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm gonna go in with this eyeshadow pack. So in this palette, there are a lot of different like pinky hues. There's some browns and some sparkly colors as well. I think I'm gonna go over the whole entire base with this nude color here just to set the base. And then I'm gonna go in with this pinky color here and go into the outer corner. I think something with pinks is like sometimes it's hard to find a pink that's like really nice. And then I'm gonna go in with this peachy color at the bottom and outline and shade underneath my little eye fat area. And also like start to form a wing. And then also grab a little on the fluffier side of my brush just to blend it in. And also buff out the bottom a little peach on the actual fat. I'm gonna go in with this shimmery eyeliner, and I'm going to add a little bit on the bottom lash line. And add a little bit on the top as well, just in the middle. I'm using this more as like an eyeshadow topper than a eyeliner, just because like I'm a little bit nervous about actually using this as an eyeliner, because I'm not sure I would like that. To be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about pink eyeliner. There's not a lot of dark shades in here, so it's kind of hard for me to create a lot of dimension, but I am trying. This peach color at the bottom is doing most of the work for that. So I think I'm going to go in with this top one at the top here. It's very soft feeling. It's not as pigmented as a lot of other glitters that I've tried, but it is nice and soft. Alrighty, I think that's the eye makeup done. I might add a little bit of this one here to the inner corner, just to add a little, oh, that did nothing. Never mind. The glitters in this palette, I just don't think that they're giving as much as I'd like them to. So that's why I feel like this pink eyeliner is actually doing a lot more for the glitter than it is in the palette, which is kind of annoying because most of the palette is glitter. Obviously, like the different colors will be different, but the ones that I've tried, not so much. Yeah, they all come off kind of light. You can't even really see them on my arm, can you? Yeah. They're a little bit all like really light, and you have to like build up in order to get any pigment, but I think that it still looks pretty nice. So I'm gonna do the other eye and then come back when both eyes are done. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is the eyes done. So my review in terms of this palette as well as the pink eyeliner, I do have to say that this palette, even though it's pretty, it is meant more for like soft makeup than it is for stuff with more drama, and you do have to build up quite a bit. Obviously, like this pink and the peach color that I used, I didn't have to build up as much, but all of the other colors, they're a lot lighter, so I have to build up more. And obviously I didn't test out any of the other glitters, but it didn't really fit with this look, so I didn't try those out, but I would love to try those out maybe later. But as of right now, what I have tried, I do think that this is something that takes a lot of building up, and I'm not really sure that's really up my street. I like things that are a lot more pigmented. I like things that can give me a lot of oomph, but for softer makeup, if that's more your vibe, this is definitely something that you should invest in. And then in terms of this pink eyeliner, I personally, for me, I would not really use this as an eyeliner. I'd use this more as an eyeshadow topper, as I said before. But I do have to say though, in terms of like actual eyeliner, for me personally, I wouldn't use this, but obviously for an eyeshadow topper, for like a pink glitter, this is perfect. Obviously this is not like so high tier that you could use it for like highlighter and stuff like that, because it's like very condensed like glitter, and you can see that it's glitter. So if you use it as a highlighter, you'd see that you put glitter on your face. I also tried putting it in my inner corners here as well, but that also did not turn out as well as I wanted it to. So I think like for an eyeshadow topper, it's great, but for a highlighter, not so much. But I would definitely use this again if I do pink looks and stuff like that. Okay, so now from here, I'm going to curl my lashes. I actually don't own an eyelash curler, but in this PR box, it came with an eyelash curler. Plus, it's like, it has like the little pink too, so which is fun. So I'm gonna use this, and then it came with a glittery mascara, and it's really nice because it comes with one of those like smaller ones, which is better for application for like your lower lashes. So I think for now I'm gonna curl my upper and bottom lashes and then apply a little bit on the bottom lash just to see how it looks, and do regular mascara on the top. But I'm gonna curl my lashes first. I don't own one eyelash curler. This is pretty like regular for an eyelash curler. That's not really much to review. It's just an eyelash curler. Okay, those are my eyelashes curled, and then now I'm gonna try the glittery mascara. My bottom lashes are a little bit small, but hopefully you can still see it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's pink. It's on there. It's cute, I guess. It's not like anything like wow in your face, like makes a big difference, but it's on there. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Me personally, this is not something that I would normally use. I do like my regular schmegular mascara. This is just a fun little thing, I feel like. I'm gonna apply normal mascara and also put on some eyelash clusters, and then I'll be back once my eyes are done, and then we can get into lips. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay guys, those are the lashes done and the eyes done. I think that it turned out pretty good, actually. With all things considered, I think that I did a really good job with the products that I have. And the products are not bad, they're just, I think, like, some things I would have improved. But now we're gonna move on to lips. There's no lip liner in this PR set, so I'm just gonna use my normal lip liner, which is the NYX Professional Matte Lip Liner in Cold Brew. And there's a glossy lip stain in So Dreamy that came in the pack, and there's also a lip oil in Diamond Bow that also came in the pack. Those are my lips with the lip liner only, and then we're gonna try the lip oil first. Woo. It's like a silver glitter. It has a smell. It's kind of like strawberry. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's very glittery. It's like a silver glitter, which is really nice. That's pretty. I don't really think it suits this look, but it is very nice, and it's like a thick texture, so it doesn't feel like super sticky, but you can tell like it'll last. Also, the fragrance is super strong of strawberry. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't normally wear products that have like a smell to them, but this has like a really strong strawberry smell. If you don't like things with fragrances, maybe don't try this, but it's kind of tingly. Is this plumping? I'm not sure, because it just says lip oil, but it feels like tingly. Like it's plumping. I think it looks really nice. I'll definitely use that again, but I don't think that it suits this look. So I'm gonna wipe this off and then try this one. And I also think the lip liner that I usually use is a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna try using a different lip liner. I'm gonna go wipe this off, and I will be right back to try a new lip with this one and this other lip liner that I have. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So when I took off the one that I just had, I noticed my lips are like so much pinker. I think that this Balm.com actually works really well because my lips feel a lot more moisturized and it feels great. It could be that or the lip oil, but I'm pretty sure it's this, and I'm actually really happy with it. I will definitely be using this more often. You know, that's much lighter. And now we're gonna go in with the lip stain. So there's something about all of these applicators where like it doesn't really hold pigment on the actual applicator as much as I feel like it should be. It's only on the end. I'm not sure if I like that, but we'll see how it feels on the lips. This also has a really strong smell, kind of watermelony. For me, personally, this is not a color I gravitate towards. It's kind of like orangey brown, and it's not really something that I normally would wear. Also, it is a lot more sheer than I expected. It took me like putting on a couple layers for it to actually like build up, and even then it still feels more sheer, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So me personally, this is not something that I will be using again. It's not really something that I gravitate towards, like in terms of color or in terms of, well, usage or anything. And also like with this look, obviously it doesn't really match. It's kind of more orangey, so like in the grand scheme of the whole entire PR box, I don't really think that this goes. And also in terms of like my makeup and in terms of my style and in terms of what I like, this is not a color I gravitate towards. This is not really it for me, personally. To each their own though. If you like it, if you like stuff that's more sheer, if you like stuff that is thinner and less thick on your lips, yes, you'd like that, but it's also, keep in mind, if you want the actual pigment, you have to put a few layers. I'm gonna wipe this off and I'm going to put my own products, my own lip combo instead, because me personally, I didn't like either of the combos for this look. I'll be back and I will set my face with some setting spray and we can do a final review of all of the products that I've used. And yeah, I'll be right back with the final look. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I sprayed my face with setting spray and I also tried putting some more highlighter on top just to see if I could bring some of that glow back, but it didn't really give. Okay, so let's do a final review of all of the products. Okay, first of all, the first thing that I used was Glossier Rose Balm Dotcom. This I will definitely recommend. I will definitely be using this again when I do makeup and again during the day because this was very moisturizing. It has like a nice thick layer. The one thing is like, yeah, if you taste it, it tastes disgusting. There's not really a good smell to it either, but it is very moisturizing, so I definitely would use this again. It is a little bit on the thicker side, so if you don't really like chapsticks that are thicker, maybe this is not for you, but I personally really liked this. It left my lips very, very like rosy pink and brought back a lot of the color that my lips naturally have, which I really like, and I really would recommend this one. And then second of all, I used the Saie Glowy Super Gel. This, I do think that I like it underneath the foundation, but for me personally, in terms of the way that it feels, like the texture, and also in terms of how well it worked with a more matte foundation, the glow didn't really come through for me. I think like at first I thought, wow, this is really great, like the glow is coming through, but once the foundation started to mattify and get a little bit darker, it started to like fade away the glow, so it sort of didn't do anything for me. Maybe it'll do something different if I mix it with the foundation next time, or if I used a more sheer foundation like my normal Dior, but for me personally, it didn't really do anything because at the end of it all, my whole like face is a lot more matte than I would have liked it to be. Maybe for like like full face makeup days this would work, but naturally my skin is a lot more glowy, so this doesn't really do anything for me personally. And it also left my skin kind of feeling itchy and a little bit tingly. It feels a lot better now because my skin has gotten used to it, but I do have to say when I first put it on, it gave me a little bit of a reaction, so if you do have more sensitive skin, this may not be for you. I do know that they're really well known for their contour and their blush. I currently have one of their blushes in my Sephora cart right now. I haven't tried them yet, but this personally for me wasn't really doing anything. Okay, next up is the foundation, the Estée Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation. This was interesting to me because at first I really didn't like it because it went on very like light and then it started to darken with time, and it also like showed a lot of my texture, but after doing powder and after doing the rest of my base routine, it looks really good to me, but it is very, very matte. So if you are someone who loves like matte makeup, this is the foundation for you. Me personally, I like a little bit of glow, but I have been getting into like a matte foundation but glowy finish at the end because it sort of just feels like it stays in place more, but this is very, very good in my opinion. I was very thrown off at the beginning. At first I was very much like, what the heck? But don't be alarmed when it comes on lighter and then ends up darker. It does turn into the color that it should be. It just takes a little minute. I am very upset with the fact that this is just an open bottle. I would have liked a pump or an application method or a brush or something because I feel like this is just a lot messier to get out. But I do think that this is very good. It's very mattifying. It's exactly what I thought it would be at the end. Don't be alarmed. It turns out really good. Okay, on to the PR box. First things first, this powder was very good. I really liked it. It's obviously not as brightening as like a brightening powder that's like white or translucent or a banana powder, but to me personally, it did brighten my face really nicely. It applied very nicely. The Hello Kitty sponge did its justice. Me personally though, probably won't use this again, or if I do, It's because I don't have any other clean brushes or clean sponges. But this powder, for me personally, is a win. I will definitely be using this again. I think it packed in really well. The texture and the way that it becomes like compact on the sponge itself allows me to press it in and actually like have layers, which was surprising to me because I was a bit worried when I saw it on the sponge, but it turned out really nice. And then with this ombre blush, it's a nice blush. It's really nice, but for me, I just think like I've had a lot of blushes and this doesn't really like blow me out of the water. It's nice, but I wouldn't necessarily think that like this is like worth like spending a whole bunch of money on. I would rather just go to a drugstore and get like a blush in this color, because this ombre effect there's not really a difference between the top and the bottom, at least for me. And also I think like it's pretty, it's nice. I will use it again. It turned out great, but I do think that this, in terms of price wise, is not really worth buying on its own, but I will definitely use it again because, I mean, first of all, the packaging is adorable, and second of all, it turned out great, so why not? I'm not like blown out of the water, but it's still good. And then we move on to the great disappointment. This trio pack highlighter was an extreme disappointment for me. Obviously, I didn't try the white one. I like a highlighter that has some oomph to it. On my nose, as you can see, it did show up, but I had to pack in a lot in order to get that pigment, and my cheeks just didn't really take any of the highlighter. My face is so matte, but my nose is glowy, which doesn't really work because I want it to be even across. I want the glowiness to come back but still have like the matte base, which is my preference. But this, for me personally, it didn't do anything. I was kind of disappointed, and it's adorable, but I'm disappointed. From there, I did eyeshadow, this palette, this as well. I did not use actual liquid eyeshadow one. Like I said before, this one I'm a bit skeptical of because the applicator doesn't really have, like, it doesn't pull out a lot of product with it, so I'm a bit disappointed in it, and I didn't even try it, but maybe I'll try it at another point, maybe try using a different applicator brush and just use the bottle. I didn't try this one, so I can't really say anything about this. I just personally, for me, am not super happy about how the applicator doesn't really pull out a lot of product, which I noticed was pretty common because even in the lip stain, applicator also didn't pull out a lot of product either. It just kind of pulled out product only at the end, but not on the whole entire applicator, which is, it's a small detail, but it kind of bothers me a little bit. But I actually used these two. This palette I liked, but it was very soft. The glitters did not stick as well as I wanted them to. The lighter shades were not as pigmented as I wanted them to be, but the peach and the pink definitely pulls through. We'll probably use this again, but I would have to use it a lot in order to pack in a lot of color. But if you're more into soft makeup like this, or softer like color makeup, this is definitely for you. It's not a bad palette, it's just, for me, it's just a little bit too light. I also, again, did not use all of the glitters. I have not tested them all, but I do think that from what I used so far, the glitters don't really stick as well as I wanted them to. But this pink sparkly eyeliner actually came through. I think in terms of glitter, this is amazing. The actual application, it was really easy, and also like it actually had pigment and actually had glitter that stuck to my eyelid without budging. Like, I moved it to like blend it out, but it doesn't like fade or anything like that like some glitters do, and it doesn't have any fallout because it's like a liquid glitter. You could use it as an eyeliner, sure, but for me personally, it's not really something that I would do, but I would definitely use this as an eyeshadow topper. Next is the glitter mascara. I really like this wand. This type of wand is really good for lower lashes, but the actual glitter and the mascara, you have to put on a lot of layers for it to show up, and even then, when it does show up, you can't even really see it because it's like a chunky glitter. It doesn't really coat your lashes, you kind of just have to chuck them on. This is not really something that I would use. I do like the applicator, I like the idea, definitely like to just stick with my regular mascara. And then into the lip products. For me, this one, So Dreamy Lip Stain, it's not for me. It's the color and what it's made out of. It's just too thin, and the color is very orangey for me. It's just not something that I would gravitate towards again. Maybe if you like thinner products on your lips, this is for you, and if you like this color, it's for you, but it's not really for me. And also, it's very sheer, and I had to apply a lot in order to have pigment. This is not something that I would ever really use. But this one, the lip oil, I really liked the color. It comes off as a clear gloss with silver sparkles, which is really nice. Plus it has like, I think it has a plumping in it because it was very tingly, but it looked really nice. Plus I really like the applicator on this one. Again, it doesn't go all the way onto the applicator, but it does feel really nice on the lips, so this is something I would use again. Something that I didn't touch in the PR box is the lip mask. I didn't use this because, again, I use the rose Balm.com instead, but I will probably try this later during my night routine just to see how it is. Obviously there was the eyelash curler, but that's just an eyelash curler. I'm just glad that I have one now. In terms of this whole entire look, I am very proud of how it turned out. I think it turned out really good, but I do have to say I wish that it was glowier. Like I said before, it is very matte for me, but in terms of all things considered, all of the products worked out really well together. There are just a few things that I would have liked better. There are a few things I have a few complaints about, but I think the overall look turned out great. It's giving very nice, cute, pinky, adorable, soft girl, and I think it's very fitting for a Hello Kitty PR box, and I will definitely be using a lot of these products again. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked my review. I hope I was helpful in any way possible. If you have any questions, please comment down below and ask me different questions. I would love to answer, or if there are things that you'd like me to test out, I would love to test out new things for you guys. Obviously, like, I am not a makeup artist, I am not a professional, but as a regular smegular person, I hope that my insight is at least helpful to you guys who are also regular smegular people. But I hope you guys liked the end look. I personally really like it, and yeah, I hope to see you guys next time when I try something new. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, thank you for watching. Good morning, good night, goodbye.